Greetings YouTube, Captain Machine here, back for another walk. We're not in the woods today, we're in the park. And there's the local church. And as you can see, we are in bloom. The trees think it's spring. My body clock says different. But I have a shillelagh, I found one. And our little Gabriel is here to join us. Say hello, Gabriel. So I thought we'd have a brief chat. Now, I have done another video in this park during the windy season we had last week, but it was very windy and noisy because of that. So at the moment, it's currently sat in a maybe upload queue. If anybody wants to hear it, because it's basically talking about how to use weather in your game, given the topic, just let me know in the comments, but otherwise it'll probably just get memory hold. But 1 minute in, let's talk about The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, which is obviously, for those of you that are living under a rock, is Amazon Prime's newest fantasy acquisition, which is coming out later this year. Now, there's been a lot of talk about black elves, beardless dwarves, and warrior princess Galadriels and things like that. I'm not going to comment on any of that because I don't think it's important. Because what we need to realise, from the most top-down perspective possible, is that what we're talking about today is fan fiction. You see, I thought that given the fact this is set in, I think it's the Second Age of Middle-earth, and some of it's going to be in Numenor, that there were going to be like adapting stories from the Silmarillion, which, for my sins, I haven't read yet. I did try, I found it quite dry. Maybe with a bit more of a mature head on my shoulders. It has been at least 10 years. I'll give it another crack, see what happens. But they don't have the rights to it. They don't have the rights to Lost Tales, or Children of Rim, or I can't remember. I do apologise, I'm not a Tolkien expert. Most of my knowledge comes from reading the first 2 books of the trilogy and watching the extended cuts of the film. But there you go. No, they've got the rights to The Hobbit, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and Return of the King, and nothing else. And it's been expressly made clear to them during negotiations for those rights that they can only talk about the Second Age. So somehow they're going to have to tell a compelling story, which is going to fill 5 seasons, because that's what was commissioned, 5 seasons, without while butting up to all the Silmarillion stuff they're not allowed to talk about, and basically using the appendices, which is where most is going to come from, as a guide point. So yeah, it's the most barest bones. Hello. It's the most barest boned skeleton of a story. So when you start seeing things like warrior princess Galadriels, beardless dwarven princesses, black elves, and wholly creating new characters, which was the other complaint that people had. Why are they creating new characters? Because they can't use the ones that already exist in this time frame. With the exception of a couple of the elves which have survived for the ages, and obviously the wizards, there's almost no characters they can use. And yeah, people are going to watch it. Depending on the quality of it, they might drop it quite quickly. That's happened with Y: The Last Man, because I'm told that's a really good comic book I need to read, but apparently a terrible TV show. But yeah, so I'm not worried. I think it's going to do gangbusters in numbers. I don't think it's going to maintain its steam for 5 seasons. I think if you see more than season 2, I'll be impressed. I honestly think that most people like myself who care, even just a little bit, will probably drop it after a couple of episodes. Bye guys.